Good morning, guys. What is happening? It's pretty chilly this morning. It's like in the low 50s right now, but it's not too bad. We had a front roll in, I guess maybe 2 days ago, a cold front, and yesterday it was in the 40s the whole entire day, and today it's warmed up a little bit. It's in the mid 50s, but we are gonna see if we can get on some bass this morning. I just filled the truck up with some gas. Gonna make a little bit of drive and see if we can get on some bass ponds or canals or whatever. It should be a fun morning. I think the bite might be a little slow, so definitely gonna have to, I don't even have my freaking lights on, holy cow. Definitely gonna have to slow my presentation down and just work slow to catch these fish. It should be a good morning. Got 3 rods with me. Got my big swim bait rod, my Calcutta, got my Lews heavy flipping rod, and I have a spinner rod for throwing like little light Texas rig worms and shaky heads and stuff like that. But should be a good morning. Just gotta see if we can find some fish, make a drive, and get out there. Yes. Alright, we have made it, but I'm not gonna start fishing yet. I'm gonna do something pretty cool. As you can see, let me rotate this. There's a big marsh behind me. It's very, very beautiful, and the sun should start rising right over those tree lines here in a moment. There's just some clouds blocking it, but it's very pretty. So we are gonna do something. Got a new addition to the arsenal over here. Let me just bust this bad boy out and show you what I'm talking about. I am pumped. You guys might know where this is going. I can get out of the case. Voila. That is a new DJI Mavic drone right there. I am beyond excited to film with this thing. I just think it's going to take everything to the next level. Bada bing. So we're going to fly this bad boy over this little marsh here and see if we can get some beautiful shots. This is pretty much going to be the first time I've flown it outside of flying around my house, so I guess we'll see how this goes. This thing, I mean, it's amazing, you know. I'm very, truly blessed. So, we're gonna fly this bad boy, see if we can get some sweet shots. We are coming in for landing here.
Landing.
Alright, now we can go fishing. Alright, you can see there's a stump sitting in the water right there. There's actually a giant sunken tree. Now I was here the other day and there's a few decent sized bass on it. So I have a Texas rig rigged up in my bait caster. And on this light 3000 spinner, I just have a little Neodyne. I just think this is like, have you ever seen a more perfect little baby shad imitation? And they feed on a lot of shad around here. So we're gonna see if that works out for us. Ooh, good fish. Woo! Alright, first fish of the morning right there. It's probably a 2.5 pounder. It's a good, decent fish. He's actually a little bigger than I thought he was when he first hit. But let me unhook him, show him off. It's a beautiful little bass right there. He's probably just, I don't know, close to 2. You guys can tell me how big you think this guy is. He's probably a pound and a half maybe. I mean, that's beautiful. It's nice to catch the first fish and figure out a pattern. You know, he choked that Texas rig worm. And so we'll keep throwing the worm today if that's what they want to eat. I'm excited. Not because it's a big fish, but because it's a good fish to catch tarts. I'm excited. Not because it's a big fish, but it's a good fish to start the morning off. Crazy too, you can see on his head maybe, those bumps. Those are parasites on him. It's, I don't know. I really don't know what the parasites mean. Help buddy out here, flick some of those bad boys off. I don't know what the parasites mean or do. Maybe if you know, you can let me know. Here you go, bud. Right back down to the stumps. I just saw a nice chunky bass swimming down the canal right now. I don't think he sees me, but I see him. He's going towards my worm. He's turned from it. Put one right back to him. Here he is again. Oh, there he is. That was awesome. Alright, bass number 2, just a little, probably 12-inch bass, probably under a pound or so. This is one of the lightest bass I've I've caught in Florida. He's almost completely like a light green color. It's very, very beautiful. That was cool though, because I actually just sight casted that fish. I saw him cruising down the bank, and I threw the worm at him one time, and he kind of followed it, but he didn't hit it. There's another bass bigger than this one swimming right down there, so I'm going to throw this back. But sight casted him, that was cool. There's another one cruising. I'm going to just gently release this guy. Oh crap, dude. Oh my god! I wish you would have just freaking been able to seen that. A duck. You probably saw a duck fly by. The duck was flying by as fast as he could. All of a sudden, a hawk swung out of the trees and freaking tackled the duck into the water. The duck went underwater and the hawk flew off, though. Oh my gosh. The hawk was just as big as the duck. Not even much bigger at all. Holy crap, that was insane. Alright, so for about the past like 30 minutes or so, I was actually just talking to a FWC biologist. If you don't know what the FWC is, if you're not from Florida, it's like the DNR, essentially, that we have down here. It's the Fish and Wildlife Commission, and DNR, it's the Department of Natural Resources. But they take care of the areas and management that we love to fish and stuff like that. And I was talking to the guy, you know, we're just talking about fishing, where we're at, and he told me a spot I should try, so we're going to do a little bit of a change and go try a new spot and see if we can catch some bass over there. It is just very, very windy today, which bass fishing, it can be good when it's windy. It can be hard to fish, but it can be good. So we're going to do a little bit of change of pace here and see if we can go catch some fish in a new location. Should be good though, but we're going to get on the road and make a move. I'm approaching a spot that I have no idea if there's even fish in here. It doesn't look like there should be fish in here, but it looks kind of cool, so I'll throw a little bit, but I don't really have my hopes up right now about this spot having some bass in it, because it looks like a retention pond that was dug, so I don't know if there's any fish in here. Got a fish on. That I do. What? There is fish in here. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. That is a very white largemouth. Little baby largemouth. Look at that. I didn't even think there's going to be fish in this little pond right here. Heck yeah. Oh my gosh, I just dropped it straight down and got picked up. Like right in front of my feet. That's awesome, dude. Another little but very, very light colored bass, which it makes sense. This water that I'm fishing in, it's almost tinted like aqua green. And these fish are very clearly a result of that watercolor where they're very silver. And most of you know Florida largemouth are typically like almost black in coloration, but these are beautiful little bass. Better one than the last two have been. Not really. The color on the bass in this pond, though, is just absolutely beautiful. Let me unhook this guy and I'll show it to the main camera. You can see just how like clear and white and light colored these bass are, which is really kind of rare, at least for Florida. I mean, unless you're fishing a golf course, but this is just a little pond out in the woods, and that's very, very cool right there. Because the colors are, I know I'm talking about, like, you know, look how gold his eye is right there, and then he's very, very white with a light tint of green. It's a very, very beautiful fish. Release this little guy just right here. Wow, he shot off instantly. So I've put on a big swim bait right here on my heavy rod, and I don't know if there's any big fish in this pond. There shouldn't be, but I'll explain why I think there might be. I know you guys kind of can't see the whole entire thing that's going on through the camera lens, but what it looks like is that this used to be a giant marsh flat, essentially, that could have probably been half a mile long that way, half a mile long that way, and that the developers, whoever built this place, for some reason decided to dig a big deep hole right through here and drain all the water into this small little reservoir they've essentially made now. And so, while a body water of this size shouldn't have that big of fish in it, it might, for the fact alone that it used to be a humongous area recently, it looks like, and that it got drained down into a small little reservoir. So there could potentially be a big fish. Will it happen? I'm not sure, but maybe we can find out. Wow, something hit it. It doesn't feel like a very big bass, but something. Are you kidding me right now? This is unreal. I would like to show you what just ate my 6-inch swim bait. Is that right there? Why? Why would you do such a thing? Holy cow. That fish just tried to eat that swim bait. I don't even understand. It is probably maybe 2 inches smaller than he is. Bass are so aggressive. Like how, like this swim bait, I mean, I guess technically he could probably have fit this thing in his mouth. He might have died. I just don't know. I want to put the drone up. Alright, I am done for the day. You know, it was a pretty fun day. It was just very, very relaxed, just walking around the woods, really just taking in all the nature. It was very, very beautiful, very, very cool, fun day for me. I really love fishing out in the woods. You know, bass fishing, especially for me, it's like meant to be in the woods. You know, pond fishing on golf courses and neighborhoods, it's just like, you know, you can catch a lot of fish, but it doesn't feel right to me. You know, it's the most fun and enjoyable when you get out in the woods and get in the nature and catch some fish. And you didn't catch any giants today. You know, the first fish I caught ended up being the biggest one, probably only 2.5 pounds maybe, if that. But it was a really fun day. You know, it was cold starting out this morning. It ended up heating up, but it was just I really enjoyed myself today. These are my favorite days, honestly, where I get to go out by myself and walk around in nature and just enjoy everything that's going on around me and catch some fish. You know, I saw some crazy stuff today. I wish you guys could have seen it. You might have seen them fly by me, I don't know. But the duck, I mean, I called my dad, I told my girlfriend, like, it was the craziest thing. I was sitting there throwing along the bank, and a duck, I think it was a female wood duck, comes flying by really fast, and all of a sudden out of a pine tree, a hawk swoops down and tackled it into the water, and it ended up, the duck dove down, and the hawk got wet and flew out of the water. But the hawk was only like maybe half a pound bigger than the duck. It was just insane. And I ended up coming back 30 minutes later, just driving by, and the duck's still in the water, hasn't moved, hasn't flown, it's still just swimming around the water, and the hawk is sitting in a tree about 20 yards away, just still staring at that duck, just trying and waiting for him to come out of the water. It was just pretty insane. Anyways, off topic. Today was fun. I enjoyed myself. I appreciate you guys, and I haven't forgot about the subscriber giveaway. It's just a lot of comments to go through and a lot of work, but it's gonna happen soon. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. See you next time.